person has to
cool.
hit record.
It's recording now.
Hey, hello, everybody. Hello, viewers. Tara's Apprentice and Jenn Lynn together. We are going to do some deep dives together. Not the usual rapid fire. We're going to try some deeper dives. Say hello, Mr. Johnny.
Hi.
The first thing we want to read on is Melania in light of Epstein's death, because Melania was introduced to Trump by Epstein. That's how they met. So we want to take a deeper dive into what's Melania thinking, what's going on. Did she know that they were going to do something?
Because I did not know that that's how she met him.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal because she knew about that whole boys club thing that they had going on. Or at least I think she would have to know.
She was working as a model, and that's where, he lured a lot of the young girls by saying, oh, I'll get you into modeling, or Ghislaine actually would lure them that way. So the way we're doing these readings, Johnny's going to do layouts very similar to how he normally does. And I'm going to pull some additional cards to expand on what he's saying. So this is kind of interesting. We're gonna see how it works. Trial and error.
I wonder if model is a euphemism. Like she's not really a model. Maybe she was one of the girls. Because where did she just
there are some
Donald Trump?
She was modeling lingerie, and there are some nude photos of her from her modeling days, because she was modeling more than just lingerie. So she's got a little storied past. Google Melania and then click on the images, and you'll see a lot of nude photos.
Yeah, I'm all right with it.
I need to see all that.
Yeah, I think it's a puppy somewhere I need to look at. Other than that, that would be all right.
Melania.
Melania Trump. Melania Epstein Trump. Melania somebody. We don't know who she is, but what does she think about what's going on now? Was she close to Epstein? Did she not care? What? What I got on the bottom, though, is the 9 of Swords. So there is some anxiety. Maybe some worry. So first card we get is the Queen of Pentacles. That would be her. Along with her is the 6 of Swords. So she's moving into some sort of transition. There is some sort of getting over something. So maybe she does have some sort of feeling about this. But if that's not a close friend of hers, then you would think that she would just be like, well, somebody else died. Who cares? Do you care? I don't. Where's that jacket? But there's some mystery with the Moon card that crosses her and the transition. So why do you feel so connected to Jeffrey Epstein? Then there is fighting at the base. So she is having some issues right now going on, probably in the White House. Maybe she has some issues just within herself, but something else is wrong. It's not just Epstein died, nobody cares. No, there's something wrong there, because there's your 10 of Pentacles. That's my structure card. This is used my GOP card, but there's a structured money here. So I don't know if he was paying her or she got paid from him, but there's some money here that is causing some bickering. The 7 of Swords is in the environment. This is usually a card of getting away with something, some sort of treachery. So what's behind it? In the background, the 2 of Wands, preparation. There's a plan. I think she knew Epstein more than just being a person who was in his modeling agency. She knew him up until the day he died. So they were close or connected, emailed each other, text message, smoke signal, something. You got the Judgment in your word of warning. So something from the past coming back up again. So her story in Epstein is not over. Your word of solace, God answers all prayers, and sometimes the answer is no. There's the burden, the 10 of Wands. Something is on top of her, weighing her down. Her outcome is the Death card. Something's about to change, and it might not be pretty.
Interesting. the additional cards that I pulled on this, I just pulled 6 additional cards. The devil, she knew is what I was getting. She knew what was going on with the trafficking. And then the 9 of Swords, she had a lot of anxiety. So there was also something I feel with her and Epstein that made her very, very nervous. She's got secrets. The High Priestess. 2 of Swords, she's trying to separate herself out from what was going on with Epstein, but it goes all the way to the White House. I got the White House here, and I'm getting that she's going to get an offer she doesn't like also. On the bottom of the deck, I've got the 3 of Cups here, so I feel like there's going to be a little celebrating with whatever her offer is that she doesn't like.
Uh-huh.
She's tied to him some way.
Yes, it's something deeper than just I knew him once before. She knows him now a little. Well, did.
It looks to me like she knew what he was doing with the young women and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's the second topic. These are going to be a little bit all over the place, but mostly related to Epstein. We wanted to look at Epstein had two attorneys, and they were talking about this on Rachel Maddow, that have now hired criminal defense attorneys for themselves. So I want to know, what did those 2 attorneys do? Were they doing money laundering? Were they doing witness tampering? Were they paying off bribes? Why do those 2 attorneys need attorneys and not just attorneys, criminal defense attorneys?
You do the spread and I'll pull the supporting cards.
Okay. And we're both using the Druid Craft deck in case anybody's wondering. We tried to marry up our decks.
I have 68 in counting.
Yeah, I have to start flipping up the ends of my tables to figure out which decks I've got that Johnny has. But he's got everything I've got. I don't have as many decks. So he has to coordinate to me to have a matching deck. Well, I got 2 of Swords on the bottom, so there's some confusion about something. Something they're trying to separate themselves from, but we were just talking about this because Johnny reads the cards as he goes and then relates them back together. I always have to see the whole picture and then read, so it takes me a minute to lay out the cards. Well, they know there's a new initiative and it's on them. And Ace of Cups. Yeah, so Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups. Excuse me, there's a new initiative on them. There's something that they're being targeted for. And at the root of this, the Queen of Swords. So the courts are going to, they are already aware the courts are coming after them. It involves something in the past that they've done in the world. So something on a more global scale. And this is also a card about completion. So something that they completed. Princess of Cups, crowning the reading. I feel the women's energy on that. And there's getting ready to be major illumination on this. Major arcana here with the world and the sun card both. There's about to be major illumination on them. They have done something with these girls. Something from the past coming up again. The rebirth card. The lovers. It does involve, I think, the trafficking. And 4 of Wands, something about the structure of how they were doing it with these women is what I'm getting. That they're involved somehow in how the structure, that they know something about the structure. I'm not getting any money cards with them, so
because I got them all. That's
yeah, I'm kind of feeling like they have been witness tampering and paying off bribes is what I'm feeling, even though I don't have any money cards. Trying to keep the what they know about the lovers and the structure of the whole setup. And with the women crowning the reading, I feel like they did bribes and payoffs.
Now, which one is your money laundering card? Six of Pentacles?
Uh-huh.
That's the one I got as you were talking. And then I got work with the Eight of Pentacles, and then I got Seven of Swords trying to get away with something. So somebody got paid off by somebody. And then you got the Sun card, and then that's what told me, oh, there's some illumination, some confirmation. But as you were going, you said the aces were basically the initiations of something. And then there is your materialization with that Three of Wands. So something is definitely here, something's definitely coming. They should be worried.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the Four of Swords, which is that's that sort of, okay, retreat, regroup, because now they have to go get lawyers because something's about to hit the fan.
They got to figure out their strategy.
Yes. And then they got the Two of Cups and then the Wheel of Fortune. So the union, maybe the testimonies will turn fortune's fate. And then you have the Six of Wands, which is the sort of celebrated people or the victory, but it's met with the regret of the Five of Cups. I pulled those as you were pulling yours, but as you were talking, that's when I got the money laundering, the work, and then the trying to get away with something.
Maybe they know where money is stashed too.
The witness tampering, absolutely.
Okay. Epstein's staff. Something else Rachel Maddow was talking about tonight. They all had non-disclosure agreements to work for him. So they could not talk about anything they saw, whether a housekeeper, a cook, an accountant, anybody that worked for Epstein had non-disclosure agreements. So now that he's gone, those should be loosened up, right?
They just did a raid at one of his island resorts, something somewhere, and the people there were like, "Oh, we just came to look at the fishes," and the next thing you know, it's swarming with FBI agents. Funny how that happens.
I saw that. So his little St. James Island, it's called. It's up of St. James. So
now that he's gone, everything's open.
You do the major pull, and I'll pull additional cards on Epstein's staff. Are they going to be spilling some beans here? Do they know everything that went on? And you know, they got to know what was going on Party Island.
Mm-hmm.
And not just Party Island. You know, he's got staff in Paris. He's got staff in New Mexico and New York.
Now that the threat of him is gone, you know, what they can speak.
I mean, you got a 21,000 square foot house. Unless he hired all illegal immigrants like Trump does.
That bastard. They can't work at the chicken plant, but they can work at Mar-a-Lago.
And then Epstein recruits from Mar-a-Lago, you know. So.
Damn shame. Okay, so first card on the bottom, Ten of Cups. There's your union and harmony.
I've got Three of Pentacles on the bottom, working together on some dark money too.
First card, Three of Wands. So here is your beginning. Has now materialized into something. You're just waiting for the completion. So we have the Nine of Pentacles. There's some security. So when it comes to the staff, they are sort of waiting for the opportunity, but they need some sort of security. They need some, I'm not going to get backlash from this. I don't want to wake up one morning hanging from my jail cell. So I need some sort of assurance that I'm not next. What crosses that is the Prince of Wands. This is the Knight of Wands. So we're talking about a new action, something rushing in, something being definitive maybe. Two of Wands, there is some preparation. So maybe there is someone talking to someone.
Interesting again, that Two of Wands card, my favorite card in this deck. It's got the invisible man in the field. You know, that's Epstein. Did he really die? Yes, people, he's dead.
There's a chalk outline and everything. Murder scene. He's gone.
Murder scene, that's it, the murder outline.
He's gone.
He's gone. And they better get ready because they need some preparation.
Yes, there's your preparation right there. Goodness. But there's chaos because there's the Two of Pentacles, which is trying to juggle in the midst of all that chaos.
Hmm.
Even with the Invisible Man, there is still a threat to it because he might be gone, but his influence is still behind. So that's why they're a little apprehensive. In your environment, the Six of Cups. Now we're talking children. Maybe some of these people were children and now they're adults and they still work there, or but there's some nostalgia. Maybe they tried to in the past say something and then you saw someone being victimized, but let's see what's behind it. King of Pentacles. So yes, I think there was someone in the past who tried to come out and say something about the kids and then the money people stopped them. So this is why you get the sort of, I need some sort of security when it comes to me saying something about Epstein.
So that they don't end up as a little chalk outline.
Yeah. Ain't nobody got time for that. Leave it to Epstein and Alex Jones, please. And then your word of warning is the Tower, which is what we pretty much expect because it could all go to absolute crap very quickly because they got him in the middle of the night. Just imagine what they could do to just some random Joe walking down the street. Putin poisons people in the daylight, so they can get to anybody. Your word of solace is the Hermit. That's the perfect card you want to see for your solace, which means they are searching for answers. They will find them in the midnight hours, but you have to be protected first. In the end is the Devil. You have to speak what you know. They know everything, is what I feel. There is something tied to these people. They just need some security.
Yeah. I've got, when you were talking right at the beginning about that, I got Nine of Swords. They are extremely anxious.
Yeah.
Six of Pentacles, I think they also know about who was sharing money and who was paying for services too. May know, that there was some money laundering going on. The Hangman here, I feel like, the whole thing that Epstein hung himself, that hanging on, and they're not accepting it. They're not accepting it. I don't think they believe that he hung himself.
It's a hit.
King of Cups, I do feel like they are going to have some support coming forward for them. But Seven of Swords, they are scared.
Mm-hmm.
They are scared. Okay, last one. Michael Cohen. I was telling Johnny before we started this, because we were working out our questions. I was working with my pendulum, and I was asking it, is Manafort scared? Since he heard, and I got a no. But Michael Cohen, I asked, is he in danger? Not is he scared? And in Michael Cohen, I got, yes, he's in danger. So we want to take a look at Michael Cohen, do a little deeper dive. And
Page of Swords popped out while you were talking just then.
ooh, inside man. Because Michael Cohen had to have had some dealings with Epstein at some point.
He solved all Trump's problems. That's a big one.
Fixer.
I wonder who's doing his fixing now. Is it just Bard Minution, or is he? Because he's got to have one. That's not something he can do without.
He's got Barr, Mnuchin, and Mulvaney, right?
Yeah, and Lindsey Graham.
Yeah, we're actually going to do a another video shortly with a special guest. More rapid fire, and I have some other questions on that, so I won't detract too much because I've got some other ones that'll be fun to read on rapid fire about that. Michael Cohen. Oh, I've got the fairy ilt on the bottom. That's like temperance, right, in the other decks?
I think that's right. What's the number?
14.
That should be. Jesus.
Yeah, it is, because she's
Temperance.
like, it's yes. Like an integration thing.
Okay.
For me, it's a card of integration because she's like mixing something, almost like an alchemist.
That is temperance for sure. I got Princess of Wands on the bottom. There's news. It's a page.
He feels in danger. You know, normally I don't read as I go, but he feels in danger. He feels like he's in treachery. The moon. You know, don't stub your toe in the dark. Somebody might make you a chalk outline. um, his challenge is security, and that's why I say he feels in danger. His challenge is to have security. So guess what? You know, like at Epstein, they said the security guys that were supposed to check on him weren't checking on him. It's like there was no security.
Mm.
I think he's heard about that. That was breaking news today. At the root of this, he's afraid of a new action. In light of, you know, the death card here in the past, in light of Epstein's death, he's afraid an action will be taken against him of force. King of Cups crowning the reading here. I feel like this is what he's worried about is because he knows about. I'm feeling Putin energy on this. He knows the money laundering card coming out in the near future. He knows about the money laundering, and he's wondering if they'll do him in over the same thing, because he's in jail. You know, so he's a sitting target. I think he'll be okay though. I think he'll be okay because I'm getting 10 of cups. Like everything's fine. Everything's fine. He'll be okay. But he feels like a sitting duck in jail.
The first card I got was the Hangman, which is like maybe I'm thinking because it wasn't. I didn't get like suicide from him, but you know what I got sort of was now it's a different Michael Cohen. Before he was willing to talk. Now I think it's time that he's like, okay, I'm out of that.
I've said
You know?
enough. I've said
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah. I did my part. Y'all didn't convict him, so let me just do these little couple years in the stint and then I'm done. I ain't got nothing else to say. Because he got the judgment, the rebirth card, King of Swords right under that. The completion with the world. So I think he's done.
Mm.
It's also the justice. So I think he's done talking. He did get the chariots and the 8 of Wands. So I think what he said in the past had enough impact to where he feels he doesn't need to say anything else in the future. He does have some regrets because I think he does know about the Queen of Wands, which is my Ghislaine. I think he knows where some money came from, maybe from her, maybe to her, something like that. But I think he's done talking. He ain't got nothing else to say.
Yeah, I'm still curious on Melania. Do we need to ask another question on her?
I think so because I think that was just skimming the surface, quite honestly.
There's something. Let's supposed to do a little deeper dive on Melania. There's something going on with Melania and Epstein. What is she worried will come out?
Because it should have just been, you know, maybe she was sad for a second because somebody died that she once knew, and then she's done with it. But no, she's got all these worries, and then we get these illuminations, and why?
What she
I
worries
don't
is going
care.
to come out.
Something's coming.
Something is coming for Miss Melania. You know, usually Melania feels very benign to me. You know, she doesn't. You know, she's just worried about her own financial security.
She's a. I mean, I hate to say it because it sounds insulting, but then again, she was a birther too, so I'm not that sad about it. She feels kind of like a prop to me.
Yeah,
Like Melania, come here. We're gonna take a photo op together, like when they stood with that baby in that disgusting picture in El Paso. She just feels
they
like a
say
prop.
she and Barron live in her parents' house in Washington D.C. They don't even stay in the White House.
She's not part of the show. She's just a prop.
Yeah, she's a prop. And all her fancy outfits.
Yeah. I don't blame her. I do, but I don't.
Oh, she is afraid of the truth. Sword of Truth coming out.
Yeah. Queen of Cups on the bottom, something emotional.
So what is the truth?
Did
she visit Epstein's island?
She probably did.
Wow, 2 5s. 5 of Wands, she's embattled. Her challenge is 5 of Pentacles. Being impoverished. Destitute. Nine of Wands. She's trying to protect herself. Princess of Cups, these women at the root of this, all the women at the root, and the King of Pentacles sitting on top. I feel like that's Trump. Like she knew what was going on with these women. Somebody's going to betray her. 3 of Swords. Trying to figure out what they're going to betray her over. She's going to be burdened here in the future. Somebody's going to betray her. She could end up in prison. And it's over money. Prince of Pentacles. And the trafficking, the Chariot. When I see those together, that's the trafficking for me. Money and trafficking. Is she another Ghislaine Maxwell?
She had access to a lot of people in her realm of model or whatever she called herself.
Yeah. I'm thinking she's another Ghislaine Maxwell that she helped recruit for Epstein.
Because why else? I mean, not to sound insulting, but Donald Trump does not seem like the most let me get with him kind of figure. He's not the most attractive person in the world. He's got this dead possum on his head. He's got this weird oil runoff skin. So why look at him and say, that's where I need to go? I think that they all are connected some sort of way, and maybe she was just the least touch or the most attractive at the time.
I think she's somehow involved in the traffic. I think she's like a Ghislaine Maxwell. Before she married Trump, I think she was recruiting for Epstein. He's worried about something coming out.
I pulled all the cards because I want a fear card for her to see what it might be.
Okay.
Her first card is the 3 of Wands. A plan off the ground, just waiting on completion. A little peek at the outcome. We got the Prince of Wands, so that's the Knight of Wands. So there's an action, some moving, new job, new money, possibly. So, Princess of Swords, that's the Page of Swords. So, waiting for the materialization of an idea and some delayed news. So both of those are waiting. Something's waiting. Something's coming, maybe. What's crossing it is the Empress.
Somebody giving birth to a new idea, or somebody giving birth literally.
That's very matronly energy. Yeah. Good Lord Jesus, that stopped me in my track there. There's the 5 of Cups, so there's some disappointments, some regret, some sorrow. Above that is the 2 of Pentacles. It feels as though it's not necessarily regret. It's more of a, I wish I could have handled this better, is what I feel. Justice, surrounding energy. What's surrounding that is the Ace of Cups. So emotional investments, new emotions, new people. These are also new relationship cards. These are also confirmations of relationships. So there is either a balance to a relationship, as in now I'm in this club, or she found new people, and maybe that's what's worrying her. The fear, the Prince of Pentacles. So the card you just got.
Yeah.
So she fears money moving. There is the Wheel of Fortune in her hopes. So
And
she
that's
hopes for the
that's
good fortune.
steady money too. That was steady money.
Yes, reliable.
Hmm.
In the environment, I'm done. Lord have all the mercy. I get the Ghislaine card.
So, I don't know. Was she friends with Ghislaine? Like
There's matronly energy, and then the Ghislaine is in her environment. This is what crosses her, and then this is what's going on around her. So this is.
She worked with Ghislaine recruiting.
Yes,
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
God.
I'm gonna stick to that too.
Oh
Yes,
my God.
absolutely. And behind that, the Princess of Cups. So this is the Page of Cups. That's the youth card to me.
Yeah.
That's youth and sort of emotional energy. The word of warning is the Four of Swords. So there is a regroup effort going on behind her. So once if they ever find Ghislaine, they're going to find her, is what I think. Your word of solace is Ghislaine could be anywhere, literally in the world. Her outcome with that new action, new money Page of Wands is the Three of Pentacles. That's my money laundering card.
That's
Or
your money.
that's
Yeah.
the dark money. So she had an investment in Ghislaine Maxwell, or she was just like her, something of that sort.
I think so I'm gonna real quick before we go. I'm gonna ask my pendulum. Did Melania recruit young people for Epstein? I'm getting a big yes with that. That's a yes. In the
Fool card
past.
when you said that.
What was that?
I got the Fool card when you said that too. There was a beginning. She went on this journey, brand new project. These are both my beginning cards too. The Empress and the Fool. So she started this with that matronly energy. She knows some girls. At the very least, I won't say maybe she wasn't as deeply involved. Maybe she didn't recruit as many, but she recruited somebody.
Well, I hope everybody hung on to see that last reading, because that really brought more of it out.
Goodness.
Wow. Wow. Good thing we did another spread on that, because that's what it started like piecing together. It's like,
I wonder if they'll ever find Ghislaine.
She's going to be one of those chalk outlines.
I think so. I really do.
Yeah. Anybody that hasn't watched Johnny's video on Ghislaine Maxwell, I think she's going to end up being another chalk outline.
Yeah. Because she knows too much. Especially if she knows Melania. I mean, come on. They got to protect the princess, right? What popped out?
Wow. Well, thank everybody for watching us, and go watch it on the other person's channel. If you watched it on Johnny's, come watch it on mine. If you watched it on mine, go watch it on Johnny's. Watch it twice.
Yes, please do.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.